Hey there, my good friends in the crypto world. This here is Bulldog Rod, and then we have Papa Ron over here, and we're over here waiting to tell you some fantastic stuff about all the cryptos and everything. And Ron's going to start off here. We're going to be at the what? Are you laughing at me,
You
okay?
sure hyping us up, like. Oh man. So yes.
All
Anyway,
right, folks. It sure is good to see y'all. Would it be better like that, Ron, or what? How you want me to do it, brother?
that's good. That's perfect.
Uh-huh.
Listen, we got thinking, and Rod and I have been discussing our own portfolios and how they look, and we just want to make sure that we've got the coins we want going into this super
Yeah.
hyper projection that might take place anytime. And when we said, God, maybe we ought to kind of put these thoughts that we're discussing on a video. So we kind of thought, well, how healthy is everybody's portfolio? I mean, if you really stopped, or you just kind of taking a shotgun approach and buying what you can, and just got a bunch of mismatched, and that's all right. But we're a little bit more
Disorganized in that.
we try to be a little more organized, true. But so we got talking about how we formulate our portfolio and how we structure it and what's in them, and it basically breaks down to three different types of coin tokens that we look at to buy, and three different ones that we store. Obviously, the categories are the safe ones, long term. I mean, for example, Bitcoin would be on your safe list, meaning that it's out there so much now that chances are for somebody to upseat that or for it to crash to zero is pretty slim. So Bitcoin obviously would be in a safe list, for example. Or Litecoin. There's so much information on what Litecoin's doing and headed, and that would be another safe one. Ethereum, and if you put Ethereum in there, I think you got to put EOS, which is also a utility token project platform, and it's kind of doing the same thing. We had a video recently we did on EOS, Rod.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had quite a few views on that one.
So go and look at your coins, put them, what's your safe ones that you're not gonna mess with. Now, Rod and I, there's sometimes we need Bitcoin or we need Ethereum to purchase other coins or tokens we want to get into. So our process is that if we buy the new coin with Bitcoin or Ethereum, we immediately replace that. That's where we spend the money, so we don't lose our position in those safe coins.
Yeah.
Now, folks, we know we're gonna get some disagreements on some of the things we're gonna talk about here. We're gonna probably mention some coins that people aren't gonna agree with us, and that's fine. Everybody's got to do and make their own plan. We're gonna stick to the end of this. We got several tools we're gonna show you that might help you formulate your portfolio and objectively take a look at some of these things. And again, there's probably more out there, and people are going to disagree with what we're saying, but that's all right. We just want to get you started and giving you some tools to look at and maybe...
Information.
That's right. Do some thinking about this. So the first thing is safe coins. We kind of just covered that already. And then we go into project coins. We feel that there's several projects that are worthwhile, that have longevity to them, that... and we don't look at ones that are 3 or 4 years out. That's fine for some folks, but Rod and I's goals are more short-term, probably because of our age. I don't know.
Mine it is.
But project coins, and we have some of those in categories. You can look at Zcash, Quantum, Populous, Tron maybe. So we want coins in that category for us that we will make an investment into it, and as that coin grows, we'll pull our investment back out and then re-put that into something else. We want those coins or those utility token projects that's going to turn into something that actually has a use.
Right.
You know, some of these, and let's talk about Ripple XRP. It's got a use. Rod and I have beat the drums on XRP since day one that we started doing videos. We've made good money on XRP. We are not holding any right now. At this point, we are totally out of Ripple XRP coin token. And there might be, you know, there's two sides to the coin on this one, Rod. It's the moral issue. It's the centralized bankers are formulating it, and so long term, even though the platform is good and we like what they're doing, we still don't know where that's going to end up. XRP really isn't used for any of those purposes that Ripple has designed their blockchain for.
Yeah, that's the problem with that right now, or at least from my estimation.
It's supposed to settle those cross-border payments and all, but none of the banks have used it yet. They've experimented with it, but none of them are, I don't think, are on board full-time with that. So even though it's a good project and we like everything they've done, that still isn't on our list of project coins to keep right now.
And it'll probably change. I mean, our list changes quite often, you know, depending on what's coming up, what's going on with each coin. And we look at a lot of them. You know, we sit down there, and Ron and I sit down there and argue about it, and well, I don't mean argue, but we discuss it, and then we decide to go or no go. Sometimes we go and we lose. Sometimes we no go and we lose. So you just never know.
Yeah. It's kind of like a marriage with Rod and I. He's the emotional side. Bye, bye, bye. and I say a little more objective and say, hey, let's look at this.
If it's down, buy it, baby.
But it works out good for us. And then the third category are maybe some of the more riskier coins, but the rewards could maybe be really good. And fitting into those would be your ICOs. For us, your proof of stake coins, even though we love proof of stake, and we'll talk about a little bit of that tonight, and then your Masternodes, and some of those that you can buy and hopefully turn into something. But the key too is we do our homework on these things. We want to get in and see really what they're about, where they're headed. We look at the development team, but you know, we don't know a lot of those guys. We try to read what their background is, but for us, that's kind of a shot in the dark on knowing that stuff. And if there's some coins that we like but we're a little questionable on, we'll get on YouTube and see what other people are saying about it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
or Reddit or Bitcoin Talk. You know, you just kind of look at it.
Yeah.
But you know, one thing I like about Bitcoin, Ron, especially now, there are a lot of tools that we can access to get a lot of information about it, you know, and I know you're going to talk about some of these tonight.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than it seems to be for us. I mean, and maybe it's because we're more used to having the sites we like, and we go, and it doesn't take us long to pull up information on a coin. Takes long to read all that, but we kind of know where to go, to at least where we like to go to find stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So here's and I should have this pulled up a little bit. Here's CoinMarketCap, folks, and everybody's familiar with this, and everybody kind of knows how to read the stuff inside. So we're not going to go through any of that, but it looks like we're back in the green. And of course, up in these top 10 coins, you know, a lot of these, if they've been in this top 10, you know, they can be good, safe coins for you. I'd have no problem investing in NEO for long term, and NEM. We have NEM. ADA, Cardano. Of course, that's to me a utility token, good for your project section. Along with EOS, probably, even though they're in the top 10. Litecoin, that's a safe coin for us. And so on. Of course, there are some of these. Bitcoin Cash, we're just not We're just not supporters. Not that the project isn't valid and all. I just haven't liked what's come out of it. I don't like the direction that the owners and developers have kind of taken on that, and I just don't think they can replace Bitcoin. So Stellar Lumens is another one. They're a direct competitor with Ripple XRP. Now, if you're looking at this just to make money, Stellar could be on your project coins or even your high-risk coins. One of the owners, developers of Ripple, there was a dispute, and he helped start this Stellar. So they're on kind of the same path. But yet, you know, they've held their own. They've grown pretty good, really. But anyway, we don't want to spend a lot of time. I mean, Dash, some of these project coins like Dash or Monero, these privacy coins, but God, $800. Yeah, we would really want to see that. Obviously it can go further up. You know, that thing might jump up 10 times, who knows, and go up to $8,000.
Yeah.
But on our budget, Rod and I, we would have to look at more reasonably priced coins if we were going to get into something like that.
Yeah, maybe like a half a cent.
Well, when you got $10, that'll buy quite a few coins.
It does.
So,
it does.
And that's another thing we've talked about on our videos, folks. You know, you can only do what you can do. We get that. And Rod and I both only do what we can do. But you got to buy enough if you want to get on the rich list. If you want to make an impact later this year, you got to spend more than $40.
You do?
Well, you know what I'm saying, Rod. It's no. Let me say you don't have to, because if you don't have it, you don't have it. But the more you spend, the bigger the impact will be. How's that?
Yeah. You gotta have enough coins. It don't matter how much you spend for the coin, just as long as you have enough of them that can make an impact. So it could be a half a cent a coin, and then all of a sudden that coin hits, and then it goes up way up high.
Even if it just goes to a dime, if you have enough of them. And we've made some mistakes. Rod and I, we were big on. I'm kind of embarrassed to say this, but we put quite a few burst coins away. And let me justify why. Because back then they had a thing that if you made a burst promotion video, this is how we got started.
Yeah, that's exactly how we got started.
They would give you 5,000 coins. So we made 3 of those burst videos and got 15,000 burst coins. We said, oh, we like doing these videos. So that's how we actually started. And then we made some investment into Burst, and we actually had several tokens, and now they're up to like 6 or 7 cents. Of course, we sold off long ago and wanted to put that into other use. And there were some reasons why there, but we won't get into that. Let's keep going. This video is going to turn out way too long. Coin tracking. This is a tool to keep track of your coins. You sign in with a password and all. It's
a great way for your portfolio. Keep your portfolio up,
especially on your computer. If you know, I know you got Blockfolio on your cell phone. We do too.
Yeah, but, I really like Blockfolio.
But this thing is so accurate, and the key is, and of course they show you here by pie charts and all what token and how much you're spending with various exchanges and your portfolio of coins. Then you got your coins listed over here on the right, and they'll tell you live if they're up or down, green or red, balanced by the day, balanced by exchange. They kind of give you a graph here of how you're sitting on those coins. And of course they've got the calendar here, but whoops, sorry, I zipped that too fast for Rod there. But here's the key to this, and this is a great tool, I think. They even have a tax report too. So if you accurately put your stuff in here, it'll semi-figure where you're at tax-wise for you. But you go here and you enter coins, so you hit this overview manual import, or you can hook it up to a exchange, and it'll pull all the information off that exchange. You can import it that way. But
Son
I've
of a
taken...
gun.
What's that, Rod?
I said, son of a gun.
Yeah, and the sooner you start this, like, we were way behind too, but we had to go back and figure out, so to add a coin, and you're going to pick the exact date that you bought this coin on what exchange, and it'll go back to that date and get the exact price that you paid at that time. So it's pretty cool. So you put the date in, the hour, minute, and second. You got done with that. I bought 100 EOS tokens. You put that here. It cost me 0.004 Bitcoin, and there were some fees, and then you can make some notes down here, what exchange you bought it on, comments if any, and then you add that transaction to this software. But the key is then once you get it up to date, and that's, for me and Rod, it took a while to get us up to date, but once it's there, every time we make a buy or trade or sell, we get on here and fill this out, and it just keeps track of everything for us. So
It's awesome.
It's a great tool. And it looks good. Of course, we got the night vision on it right here, and this is their demo one. This ain't our portfolio.
Makes them colors pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good. Let's just move down the line. BitScreener. Now we're going to talk about the risky coins a little bit. ICOs, Masternodes, some of that. BitScreener, if you have a coin or a coin coming up, you can go to BitScreener. For example, let's take a look at right here. I'm going to snip on IOS token, and it'll pull up a graph for you. And boy, look at the volume that is poured into there today, Rod.
I know.
Matter of fact, you called me on that because we have iOS.
Yeah.
iOS, however you say it, iOS token.
Yeah, iOS
And Rod
token.
called me, and he said, "Have you seen what iOS is at?" I said, "No."
233%, man.
Up.
It went up.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It went up a bunch. And then if you go down here, it gives you the information on the coin, the coin market cap, circulating supply, what rank it is, number 40 right now. Here's the recent news. The markets and exchanges, where it's at, how much it's selling for right now. And what I like is similar projects, similar coins or tokens to that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it gives you kind of a rough to what else is in the market and where they're at price-wise. And just like we did that video, Rod, on security tokens, I mean privacy tokens.
Right.
And we were comparing PIVX to Dash and Monero and some of the other privacy coins, and PIVX is way down compared to the potential they have compared to the other projects that are doing that.
Yeah.
Now, folks, we're gonna put these links in the description box so you can find them. You don't have to worry about it right now.
Oh,
we'll try to go through these a little quicker. Now, here Coindesk did an article, The Ultimate List of ICO Resources. And this is actually pretty cool because they list all the websites that talk about ICOs. And you can go through here and find the ones you like. There's Ico Tracker. That what we were just on, Rod? No, that's BitScreen, sorry.
Yeah, BitScreen.
Now, Rod and I use some of these, but this is a great list. You can go through and find the ones you like. We really like ICO token news, and this gives you what's coming up. And what the reason we like this, it kind of gives you a rating here on according to the information that they've gathered and how they rate it, how that ICO rates. That one there, FinTab, is 4.8 out of 5, and you can get in here and look at these more if you want, but they give you more information inside. Got a quick video on it. What is FinTab? I mean, look at the information you can get on that ICO.
Yeah.
So, and there's the information on their token sale, what's coming up. the prices and all.
Ooh, that's what I like, a penny.
No, Rod, we're not getting into this.
Dang.
So good site. ICO Alert. Rod and I spend time on ICO Alert. Here's the active ones, the active pre-ICOs, upcoming, and the ones that have already concluded. There's benefit to knowing about these one concluded. Now you can see that they give you a real quick blurb about what it is, and then you can open it and go to the actual website, or if ICO Alert has done a report, you can pull that up too on here.
Yeah.
And you know, we talk about ICOs, and we've bought into some. They are risky because some of the things we look at, folks, is, again, we don't want a project that's going to drag out forever. We want to see some, you know, we're into this for the investment side. Yeah, the project's got to be sound, and it's got to be applicable to something of use. We don't want to just, you know, pick things that are just out there and have no use.
Well, I don't want one that's going to last 3 or 4 years. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 years before they fully get
developed up and running.
Developed up. So I don't want to do that. I want to be within 6 months to a year, maybe. You know, I don't mind doing that. But this 2 or 3, 4 years stuff, nah.
So we look at their roadmap. We want to know where they're headed with it, and some projects take time. We get that too.
Yeah.
And if you want some long-term holds, then that's great for you. I mean, do it. But these ICOs can be risky because, honestly, none of these projects give you any guarantee at all. They are harmless in everything. Rod and I have said several times, we'd like these guys to put these funds they get from us, buying their tokens, into a trust fund. And those funds are released based on performance or them hitting their timeline and a roadmap.
Yeah.
But just to give them millions of dollars with no accountability at all, that just, I don't know.
See, it is risky. It is risky. And there's some that we have done. And there, backtrack a little bit, we got into one with real estate, and it's going to take several years before it gets up and going. But real estate is something that I really liked. I talked Ron into it. But it's long term.
Folks, hold up.
Okay.
Rod thinks we both went in on those tokens, but I got news for him.
Uh-oh.
I got half of them for free, folks.
That's good, Ron. Wait till I see you, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you finish your thought?
Yeah, I finished it.
Sorry I interrupted you.
No, right here, good.
So that's iOS Alert, and there's other ones. Again, if you go back to this article, I mean, there's several sites now that rate and look at ICOs. And folks, there are literally hundreds of ICOs on the way. And another way to look at this, I don't think we're going to see a lot of necessarily coin tokens. I think the ones to look at are these tokens that have a utility purpose to them. Actually, these are like tech startup companies, because everything's on the web and internet and all this technical stuff, and so you got to kind of look at it like that and look at what the project is and make an opinion on that. Then there's now we get on to proof of stake a little bit. And we've discussed what proof of stake is. You don't want to hear me lecture on that again, but
no, we don't.
It's a great passive income thing. Proof of Monkey does a good job and he'll tell you what proof of stakes are coming up, and then he'll do a little synopsis on them. So if you open this, here's Hold. If you open Hold up here,
that sounds something like I'd do.
Did I overclick that?
I don't know.
Let me go on it again.
You didn't wait.
Yeah, it's coming. Here's basically their launch. They have proof of stake. According to what block that blockchain is in, determines what percentage of rate you're going to get on those coins. But I think Hold has restructured that. The exchange right now is Cryptopia on that. So he does a little synopsis here. And here's the stakes that he's gotten off his coins, I guess, or something. But he's also got a thing. If we go back home, well, I probably passed it. He has a United thing where he's pooling together also, I think, on some of these staking coins. Rod and I have, I don't know how many wallets, but we're involved with staking coins. They do provide us with a passive income. A lot of them, though, folks, it's not like they have a concrete plan of where they're headed. Some of them do. So again, you got to investigate where they're headed. It might just be strictly for staking, and you know, sooner or later, inflation's going to take hold. It's going to overinflate itself and maybe even crash. So something you got to watch, and when you can get your money back out of it, do that, and then you're playing on the house's coins at that point.
That's right.
Here's another thing we're a little bit involved in. It's this God, I feel like we're advertising for all these companies, Rod. I should have got a hold of them beforehand and say, hey, we need a little spiff on this, little bird dog fee.
Yeah, Liz, that's right. That sounds good.
And what got us into this is we bought, oh, I haven't even got my thing on. We bought one token, made a substantial investment, and it just sat, it never staked. We never got the interest on it, never staked. We had too few of coins. But we went into this pool, this simple pool, and we can attest that so far there's been no glitches. It's been straight up. And we pooled our coins with everybody else in that site. And now we're getting a couple stakes every day on it. There's enough coins, and yeah, so that's been good. You can look at that. It's a good avenue there. And now if we get onto Masternodes, and again, I've lectured everybody on what a Masternode is and how it can provide passive income. And there's 2 or 3 websites here that kind of rate these. A Masternode, folks, is where you, again, I don't want to get into it. If you want me to explain a little bit, there's plenty of videos on it, I guess. But these are the coins and tokens that have Masternodes. And it kind of tells you up top here how many coins you need. Like for this tune, you need 1,000 coins to be a Masternode. And he's at the top rung right now because they're making 1,662% a year, the return on their investment. So if you bought 1,000 of their coins, and they're selling right now for about $29 a coin, it's going to cost you $29,000 to get into a Masternode in tune. They only have 98 of them in there. Yeah. The attraction is that 98. That's pretty few. But look at the rewards now. This is saying that monthly at this rate, 1,600%, and that can fluctuate by tomorrow. At that rate, you're going to make $40,000 the first month having that Masternode. You'll make $9,400 in a week. So if that holds true up around that point, you're going to have your money back in 3.5 weeks. So Masternodes, they're risky, but they can pay huge. Mm-hmm. The key is to get into some of these when the price is down, as they're up and coming Masternodes. But then you don't know if they're going to strike it big either. These are risky adventures, like I say. You got to have an understanding of where the project's headed, and there are a lot of good projects. There's that Phantom X we were talking about.
Yeah.
But no, if you look down through here, there's some really good ones. Dash is on here probably. Neutron, that's really taken off lately, it seems. So I'm not saying these are all super risky. See, there's Dash right there. Yep. I'm not saying they're all high risk, but God, what is Dash? What are they taking? 1,000 Dash coins at 700, 800 bucks a piece. It costs you $800,000 to get a Masternode in Dash. What if you would have bought that when it was down, Rod, at that, 10 or 20 buck level? I mean, think about that. But the reason they're at the bottom of this list is because their return on investment is only about 7% a year. So if you drop in $800,000, it's going to take you 16 years to get your money back at that rate.
It's okay if it's a couple of cents.
Well, you can find some of those up and coming.
You can, and when they increase, then the proportion increases.
Yeah, and we're even on one till we formulated our own pool to get Masternode. For example, we call a couple other buddies. Hey, why don't we each pitch in $1,500? We got $6,000. We can buy one. We'll put it in one wallet, let it stake, and get the rewards off of it.
Yeah.
What else was I going to say about that? So you could do that for an approach. And Rod,
I just see one I want to get involved with.
Which one's that?
It's that cannabis, man.
I tell you, there's something to that too. Where's it at?
The very bottom. It's only 19 cents.
This marijuana coin right here? This one?
Yeah.
You need 30,000 coins at 20 cents, so it's still going to take you $6,000 to get into that.
Yep.
And the return on the investment right now is
0%.
less than 5% right here.
5%, okay.
So
how long will it take?
Well, you're going to make $285 a year.
$301 a year. Yeah.
It'll take you a long time, brother.
Yeah.
Might be cheaper just to start smoking it.
Yeah, I need something for my joints. The only reason why I want is for medical.
Folks, I didn't even let you see that. It's down here. It's where we were looking right here, 5%. Well, there's a couple other sites, and there's a lot of them on these Masternodes too. Here's Masternode Pro. We've showed this before, and it gives you a real quick synopsis. There's the return on the investment, what it takes, and so on. And there's also this Masternode top.io. This is another good one for statistics, and you can get in and click onto these and read more about the project and the coin and all.
Yeah.
There's ways to make money in this, folks, and it is just starting. That's the importance of getting your portfolio nailed. This thing, honestly, we believe this is the year. There's so many people coming into it. And it might go the following year, too, but there's going to be a lot of money made this year.
Yeah. I think it'll be the next couple of 3 years, personally, but I don't know.
No, but you could be right. As long as there's no government intervention and electricity and internet, but who knows what's going to happen in a couple of years.
Yeah, that's right.
Folks, we hope some of this helps you. Rod and I have just been talking a lot that we feel personally in our hearts that we're running out of time. We're not running out of time. We want to buy these coins and tokens as cheap as we can, and that's where they're at now. When this thing rockets off, we're not going to see these prices again.
Yeah, no, that's what we mean by running out of time. We're just not going to see the prices that we're getting into them now.
Yeah. And we want to make a difference. We want to end up with, some of those six-figure wallets and, some of that stuff. So,
yeah, we're going to have fun.
Best of luck to everybody. You're in this at a great time, honestly.
Yeah, you really are.
Yeah,
you really are.
It's going to benefit all of us. All
so
right.
Do your homework. Get a bunch of exchanges. That's why we keep telling you need more than 6 exchanges, or you need to have as many as you can. So if one gets blocked out, because, we think that once this thing starts skyrocketing, you're going to see a skyrocket of people trying to get in too. So it'll cause traffic jams in a lot of the exchanges. That's why you need these different exchanges. And isn't that right, Ron?
That's exactly right. And folks, we started a Facebook page. Hey, we are super high-tech guys now.
Yeah.
We're going to put
Pretty
the
soon
link
we're gonna
down
have a
here.
Twitter. We're gonna do a Twitter.
I don't know about that, man.
Tweety bird.
Hey, but I do want to talk to you about something on that. But if you would like to join us on our Facebook, we've been writing a few articles and stuff. I don't know how consistent we'll be, but yeah, join us. Go down and send us a friend request. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, we would. We would. Now give us a thumbs up for this video and subscribe, and we're gonna have fun. And God bless.